Hello, hello, this is Terrorontor, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to my mama's birthday special for 2012. Today is July 31st, a very, very special day indeed, and to celebrate it in a similar fashion to the way that we celebrated the 4th of July, with a TNT special, we are doing a Noteblock special. This is also my mom's birthday gift. I did write her favorite song, or one of her favorite songs, in Minecraft using Noteblocks. It is a Christian song. So if you're the kind of person who feels that it's okay to insult other people's beliefs and stuff like that, and you wouldn't want to watch this and you would leave mean comments on the video based on, like, oh, Christianity is stupid, please just don't watch it, if it's going to make you upset, don't bother. So fair warning, it's a Christian song. Please don't be offended in any way. But without further ado, happy birthday, Mom. One of these days I'm gonna fly over the mountain. One of these days I'm gonna ride on the silver lining. One of these days I'm gonna witness what I've been missing. One of these days. One of these days I'm gonna do all the things that I've never done. I'm gonna finish all the races that I've run but I've never won. I'm gonna see a million faces, recognize everyone. One of these days. One of these days I'm gonna see the hands that took the nails for me. One of these days, gonna hold the key to the mansion built for me. One of these days, gonna walk the streets of gold that were paved for me. One of these days, gonna see my Savior face to face. One of these days. Happy birthday, Mom. I am going to go into official Noteblock tutorial mode now. So, Mom, you can stop watching if you would like. It's going to be all boring technical stuff. But yeah, happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed the song. That was One of These Days by Foo Fighters, composed in Minecraft and sung by myself. I hope you enjoyed it. So now time for actual tutorial-ing. Here we have 5 Noteblocks, all with different blocks beneath them, including air beneath the central one. Let's just give this button a push. That's so weird. 5 blocks powered exactly the same way, and each of them makes a different noise. Well, it turns out that Noteblocks actually create a different noise based on the block they're sitting on top of. Actually, this first one sounded sort of like a bass guitar, bass drum, piano, a clicking, and a snare drum. So it's lots of exciting possibilities with this. And it is all based on the block they're sitting on top of. Any block sitting on top of, or any note block sitting on top of anything that is wood-based, including other notebooks, jukeboxes, bookcases, etc., etc., will make a bass guitar sound. If it's sitting on top of anything that is stone-based, that includes cobblestone, smooth stone, stone bricks, everything like that. It also includes nether bricks, nether fortress bricks, or whatever they're called, and netherrack. It'll make a bass drum sound. We're going to skip this one for now. If it is sitting on top of glass panes, or glowstone, it will make a clicking sound. If it is sitting on top of sand, soul sand, or gravel, it will make a snare drum sound. And if it's sitting on top of anything else, anything that is not in one of these 4 categories we've already gone over, it will just make a generic piano sound, and that includes air. Now we're going to look at the different ways of powering a note block. In this case, we are sending power into a block adjacent to it. Here, we're really doing the same thing, just sending power into an adjacent block. But in this case, we're just powering the block differently. It's getting power from above instead of to the side. So that's pretty redundant, but I just thought I would show that as well. That's how I did this whole song. You can also send the power directly into the note block. But if there is a block sitting on top of it, nada, nothing happens. Just so you know, you can create a sound and tune a note block by right-clicking it a certain number of times. And when you power it, it will make the note it was tuned to most recently. And now if I place a block on top of it, it just won't make a sound. And if I tune it, actually, it will get tuned. As you can see, it's on a very different note now, but there will be no effect, no sound or anything. When you place a note block, it starts on a low F sharp, and it goes up through an entire 2 octaves. There are actually 25 different notes it can be set to, until eventually it gets to an F sharp 2 octaves above it. So let's look at some stuff right now. So each of these is 2 more apart. So right now we're sitting here, right? If we push this button, we can see that they all make this delightful note effect until you get to about there. And that is actually exactly 16 blocks away. Because when you pass 16 blocks away, you can no longer see the little note popping up above it, but you can still actually hear the note being played. Now I want you to pay attention to something else. Just listen to the sound this time. If you were listening, you may have noticed a couple of things. First of all, it got much, much quieter as it went up. And second of all, it actually only played 24 notes. It did not play the 25th one because that was more than 47 blocks away. And it's kind of interesting how that works, but if it is more than 47 blocks away, you just can't hear it at all. Now we're going to look at one last thing, and that's how I did this whole snaky thing over here. Let's try to find a good example. I did some of this while I was tired, so I actually didn't follow my own example excellently, but there is a right way to do this that will always work. Let's look at this right here. Alright, so do you see this little M I made, right, where it's like do-to-do, 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 and that's just a nice M, and between 2 lines of the M there are 2 blocks, and it does that for all 3 little parts. But then on the outsides of the M, right, splitting this M apart from the M's on either side, there are these sections that have a 3-block space over here, and whoop, yep, and over here, okay? This is the pattern you want to use for this. In this case, I did have 8 ticks per beat, and 32 beats per measure. That means that I actually could have divided this into 30-second notes if I wanted to, or I could do a song 2 times faster that has 16th notes, and this one did have 16th notes. So if I wanted to, I could have made it 2 times faster. But it's kind of interesting how you have to do this. You know how I said it has to be this design? That is to make it so that the redstone power and thus the music will go right alongside the minecart, right? If you do it like that, it'll work perfectly, exquisitely. And that is because of some math. Alright, so let's look at this. A minecart travels at 8 meters per second, and a tick is 1/20th of a second. We want it to have 16 ticks in a measure, right? Yes. So we essentially want it to have 12.25 meters for every 16 ticks. And trust me, that's math. That actually is correct. So a good way of doing that was just doing this, and it's kind of dividing a little bit. So not every note block is actually perfectly right alongside, but overall they'll never get far off. Like it generally will always stay right alongside you. So just trust me. If you want to do this, do it like this. Another way to write a song with a minecart, which is one of my favorite ways of doing it, is to have this type of thing going on, right? Where now I grab me un note block, and it's powered, right? So you just have a bunch of these guys right alongside the mine rail, and that takes up much less space and much less resources, but at the same time it has its problems. This does seriously limit you in terms of what tempos you can use, while this doesn't really. This was like the perfect tempo for this song, and like I said, I could do a song that's 2 times faster or 2 times slower or whatever. But with this, like the fastest song I could do, if I wanted to have 16th notes, the fastest song I could do actually had to be 2 times slower than this one. And I just was not okay with that. So this is a great way to do this. If you want to write a song with note blocks, this is a fantastic way to make it work out. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the end of this note block tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this song. I hope my singing didn't shatter your eardrums or anything. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you want to say happy birthday to my mom in the comments, she would just love that. If you like this video, leave a like. If you'd like to see more videos like it, leave a subscribey thingy. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment or send me a message. Tune in next time. I guess when the next holiday comes around for another tutorial special type thing. Thank you very much for watching. Terrorontor is out.